but I have it in. Okay. Anyway, this took 3 to 5 minutes. It was not more than 5 minutes, which is what your first speech will also take. Did you get all the information that you needed?
Yes.
You know what's
Yes.
happening when this happens to you, God forbid. You know what it is. You know what to expect. You understand the concept. All right. So you got it in 3 to 5 minutes. Now, the difference was it was organized, so it took you step by step. That's the important thing right there. It's very different from the way we speak. We could have spent 20 minutes on this topic and gotten exactly the same thing as we did in 3 to 5 minutes because we have worked it to get attention, to tell our audience where we're going, to take them there, and then to bring them back and drop them off. One of the things, I don't know if you noticed, as I was talking, I started kind of doing this. Did anyone see it? Maybe not. Maybe right now you're going, I don't see what she's doing. I'm kind of rocking back on the chair. Yeah, I'm kind of rocking the chair. And it's a nervous thing. As I said, I want you eventually standing in front of the camera, knowing how to use your hands, knowing how to use your body language. Right now we're sitting, but that doesn't mean that we can kind of do this and lean back and relax and take our chair around and do what we would normally wouldn't have the chance to do when we're standing, but because we're sitting in front of a computer right now. I was asked to give a talk this week about dubbing in Mexico and Latin America. And it would be my first conference that I would be giving online like this. So I was kind of excited about it because, yeah, that's a neat opportunity. But today is the 24th, and he said that the conferences were from the 24th to the 28th, but he hasn't given me any information about it. So, okay. However, yesterday I was watching Ice Age and Shrek and what was the other one? How to Train Your Dragon to prepare for it. I'm watching a movie and my children say, you're not doing anything, you're not working. I'm like, yes, I am, I'm researching. Isn't that the beauty of it? Now, do you have any questions about what we just did? You may have a lot of questions, and we're going to get into all this. What I just gave you today was an example. You pulled out the main parts of it. You identified the parts. But I don't expect you to know all of this and understand it right now. We're going to move into it later. But does anybody have any questions right now?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
I was just checking my homework and I see that I got 0 out of 10. So kind of shocked me because I thought I thought I was good. So I was wondering if we could make a WhatsApp group and include you so we can go and ask you questions regarding the homework.
No. That's what Facebook's for. That's what Facebook's for. All right.
Okay.
First of all, cell phone, not for school. For me, my cell phone is not for school. Because when I lay down, what I don't want is my cell phone, ringing. I understand sometimes you're up later at night. Now, what I do want, Chris, if you will allow me to use you as an example, what happened specifically in yours is that you started telling me a story and you didn't care about the points that were listed. That's what it is. I don't remember if you marked them with the number or not. And I'm saying this here so that everyone kind of hears to get the same idea about what.
Okay. No
you didn't mark them with the number?
I did. Yeah, I did. I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You did? Okay. So you did mark them. However, if you look at each number, you're not answering the question. You're not giving the information that they
Thought I did.
asked for. All right, check it. Because, for example, interference, do you have there what kind of interference was present in was it number 3? Number 3 was interference, I believe. Do you have what kind of interference was present?
Well, I thought I did, but right now I'm super confused.
Check it, because don't believe so.
Okay.
Feedback, be careful. Chris, in your case specifically, and in a couple of more cases, feedback in this case, feedback to us as teachers is somebody telling you what you did wrong so you can correct it. Okay? We give our students feedback, meaning that I tell you where your problems are so you can fix them. But feedback in the speech communication process may not even be verbal. Feedback, all right? Have you noticed? Notice when one of you is talking, if I can't hear you, what do I do? Exactly. But then I do this, I lean forward like this, because that's my sign to you to say, I can't hear you. Speak louder. Okay. Sometimes when you're speaking and I'm not sure where you're going, I'll go, all right. Sometimes when you're speaking and I agree and that's good, I say, right. Mm-hmm. All right. I nod my head, yes. That's feedback in the speech communication process. When you're talking with someone and they go, they're confused, you've got to change things so that they understand. When you're talking with them and they go, ah, it means they understood something they didn't understand before. Right? Maybe they're confused. Maybe they're processing the information. Okay? All of this is feedback. Sometimes it might be verbal. We might say, you're right. You're absolutely right. Uh-huh. Okay. I got it. Maybe sometimes they say, wait, I don't understand. That's verbal feedback. Okay. So feedback is not what somebody gives to you to help you correct your mistakes, like in teaching, but it's how somebody lets you know if they understand the communication, if they agree with what you're saying. So check if that's the feedback that you get. Did you tell me how interference affected the message, how the message got across? Did you tell me what's going to happen? The problem, Chris, a lot of it in yours, there was a lot of information. It started out very much like a story. And honestly, if I can't find my way through and find what I'm looking for, I stop looking. Because you need to be able to go to the point, tell me what I want, tell it in a logical, organized way, right? Answering the questions. Now, the good thing is, Chris and some of you others, you have another chance. You have another opportunity. I suggest you do that as soon as possible so that you can see, right, my feedback, but my educational feedback to you. So feedback, educational, and communication are two different things. All right. Take a look at what you have. Take a look at my comments. Chris, have you seen my comments?
Yeah, I did. I
Okay.
reread it.
Yeah, take a look at them. Take a look at the question again, at the activity again, and just make it much more concise, to the point. Answer the question. That's it.
Just us.
Okay. And I think what was the purpose of your communication?
I'm going and check.
Because some of you, for the purpose of your communication, you were like giving somebody advice or something. Giving somebody advice is not, I believe the exercise, oh, I don't remember what the exercise
Well,
said.
I'm reading the feedback
Uh-huh.
and writes your purpose in the conversation and the message strategy you chose to achieve your purpose, the communication channels used during the conversation and how they affected the outcome, the interference, internal or external, external, you encountered during the conversation. 4, the steps you took to adjust the feedback, and 5, the strategic changes you would make in preparing for and carrying out the conversation.
All right. So basically, in the comments, I wrote the exercise again. You see what I mean? My comments are the exercise, which means that you're just not answering the question. All right. Some of you, I'm trying to open Blackboard, but it's taking too long. But some of you were not like, some of you were saying, I tried to convince my parents to buy me a new cell phone. That's perfect for this exercise. I was trying to convince my parents to buy me a tablet, to buy me a laptop. Perfect for this exercise. I tried to convince a friend to go downtown with me. Great. I tried to persuade my boss to give me time off. Perfect. Right? These are the kind of exercises because you're seeing if you adjusted to all of the factors that come into the speech communication process to have an effective message. Okay? But yeah, if you have any questions about anything like this, that's what Facebook is for. But don't send me a message on Facebook because if we're not friends, I won't see it. Okay? Right on the group there. And even if you put a message there like, I have a very specific question about mine, but if you have a question about yours, the others, this is why we're taking a little bit of time to discuss this. If you have a question, your classmates may have the same question.
Okay.
All right. So take a look at it. Be concise, straight to the point, answer the questions, and as soon as possible. Now, some of you in your exercises said, not some of you, one of you, but I saw 2 or 3 of you, you begged. That was your strategy. You begged your parents. One of you got down on your knees. I do, yeah, I know you're going, what? Exactly. One of you got down on your knees and begged your parents. Some of you said, I begged my parents. Don't beg. Begging is not an effective speech communication strategy. If you say, please, please, this is what people do to teachers at the end of the semester, right? Please, 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 please. Oh, come on, teacher. Oh, come on, God, please, please. Why would I do that? When somebody begs me, I automatically say no. Okay? Now you know, be careful, right? But when somebody comes in with a strong argument and with the points that I need to hear, if they say, I don't understand why I got this grade because I was always in class and I did all of my homework and I have good grades on my homework. I participated, I did this, I don't understand. Then I say, okay, let's take a look, right? And they may convince me that that 8.3 maybe should be a 9 instead of an 8. You see what I mean? But they came to me with good arguments. They were logical in presenting them. They spoke them well. They didn't say, oh, come on, teacher, please, please. It's because if I fail now, that's the 3rd time and I'll be kicked out of the school and not my problem. Give me arguments, right? Don't beg. And women, I'm going to say this to you specifically, never beg. Never beg. Got it? Never beg in your entire life. Men, you shouldn't beg either. You shouldn't beg. But women, never beg for anything. You got it? And now your faces are going, what's that? All right. Let me tell you 2 things and then we'll continue on with some pronunciation exercises, right? The first thing, do you recognize these? What do we have in the first square?
Tape measure.
Tape measure. In the second?
Piggy bank.
In the third?
Bottle opener.
Bottle opener. In the fourth?
Knife.
Pocket knife. In the last?
Drumstick.
Drumsticks. Excellent. Excellent. This is what I did to kind of show you. If I were you, this is what I would do. Okay. You have the drawing in the first column, the name in the second. In the third column, I gave a definition or an explanation. And in the last column, I wrote a sentence using the vocabulary word, right? Now, the interesting thing is, when I wrote the definition, I sometimes used words that are new for me also. So if you find the definition in the dictionary, maybe you don't understand one of the words. You also want to mark that. For example, let me see. Okay. Maybe in tape measure, the word sewing is new. So you can see I marked it also because besides these new words, we also have a new word here. Who knows what sewing is? Who knows what sewing is? I saw about 3 hands. Okay. What's sewing? Here's the hint. You use a tape measure sometimes when you're sewing. What's sewing?
Do
Who
we
can
say that
explain?
in Spanish? Or
What?
do we say in Spanish because you're asking what's
What?
sewing?
What? I'm not asking you what. I'm expressing surprise. What? In target language class, I'm asking you for a Spanish translation? What? What's sewing? Who can give me the motion? Maybe you can't explain it. Show me.
I don't know, like needlework.
Okay,
Like
needlework.
when you try to put two pieces of cloth together, but you use I forgot the
A
word.
needle.
Yeah.
A needle. And Alejandro, what were you doing? There you go. You see him? Now he's going all over the place there.
Like
You're sewing. Exactly. Maybe you have a hole in your sweater, in your shirt. So you would take a needle and a needle and
a thread and a
thread. Exactly. A needle and thread, and you would sew it up so that there's no hole in your shirt anymore. Okay, this is the way you want to start thinking. This is how you want to start thinking. You want to start thinking in the target language. We're not resorting to Spanish because your Spanish is a crutch. Your Spanish is a crutch and you are not a cripple. You can do this on your own. All right. The next thing is, this is what I want you to do. Later on, we're going to be using this. Okay. I have just a second here. A larger one. All right. This is my larger one here. But I don't need you to have, if you have something like this, that's great. Oops, sorry, hon. If you have something, let me get my drawer here and get my other one out. These are beautiful. They're whiteboards, basically. Okay. This is a small one that you buy like in, you know, in the store for, in brichos for 20 pesos. Okay. But this is one that I made at home and it's just easier for you to use. It's a piece of cardboard with a piece of white paper and contact paper. All right. So basically you've just made your whiteboard and you're going to need markers for the whiteboard. Because of the size of the whiteboard, I like the thin one so that as we do activities here, you're going to be using your whiteboard and we're going to play games and do activities where I ask you to write the answer down and then you show it to me so we can see if you have the correct answer or not.
Teacher,
Okay? Yeah.
my whiteboard is bigger than yours.
That's fine. That's no, there you go. Yeah, you've got one, so you're ready. You're ready. All right. Like I said, I've got this one too that's a little bigger, but maybe you don't have one. That's okay. No problem. These are the kind of memo boards. They're smaller, but they're also perfect for what you want to do. All right. And if you don't have a memo board, a whiteboard, you can make your own. All right, questions about that? All right, so start working on that and make sure you have these things, get a whiteboard marker and have these things by your work area so that when we need them, we'll have them. All right, there we go. Now, today we're going to look at the sound and the. Okay, let me get my whiteboard up again and my Word document open. Whiteboard. All right, we're going to, forgive me, this is eraser. There we go. All right, yes. Oh, cool. Okay. Okay. Here's what we have. Give me a sec. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, it only gave one for some reason. Data. There we go. Copy and okay, great. Can you see this okay? It's just in case you want to take some notes on it, but if you listen also, it'll okay. All right. The two symbols, have you taken phonetics and phonology already? Yes, some of you say yes, some of you say no. Okay. The two symbols should look familiar if you've taken phonetics and phonology, and they're the theta and the F. Okay. The first one, the theta, is the 0 with the line through it, and the F looks like a D with a line through the top of it. All right. Now, both of these are the TH sound. Okay. But they sound differently. The theta is the voiceless TH, like the word thing, thing. What do you notice when you say the word thing? Now say it, but exaggerate, exaggerate. Thing, thing, right? Make sure you have your tongue between your teeth. Thing, 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 right? Make sure your tongue is between your teeth. Thing. If you're keeping it behind your teeth, you're doing the t, t. Okay? Keep it between your teeth. Thing. What do you notice when you say thing, 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 thing? What do you notice?
You feel the air.
Thing, exactly. You feel the air coming out. Do it. Thing, thing. Do you feel the air? Thing. All right? That's the theta. Or we have the F. Now the F is voice, which means it has a vibration. It comes out of a different place. It's like the word this, this. First of all, put your hand in front. This, this. You don't feel the air, do you? You feel a vibration back here. All right? Thing, this. Thing, this. Okay? Let's. I desperately need a new mouse. It's not behaving correctly. Okay. We have these two words, think and sink. Think, try it with me. Think and sink. First of all, which is this, voiceless or voiced? Think, think, think. Voiceless or voiced?
I think it's voiceless.
Voiceless.
Voiceless. Why?
Voiceless.
Why? Think.
Because you
You
feel
cannot feel the
You
vibration.
don't feel the vibration.
Right. You don't feel the vibration and you feel the air coming out. So we have think. Exactly. Sorry that they go together like that. That's what I tried to avoid. I think it's going to be easier if I just type them in. I have them in a Word document, but it's going to be easier if I just type them in one at a time. So let me go back to them. Okay. All right. We have all right. Thought. Thought. Notice the teeth. Thought. Thought. Say it with me. Thought. Is F voiceless or voiced? Thought.
Voiceless.
Thought. Voiceless. You feel that air coming out. You don't feel the vibration here. All right. Thought. Thought. I don't see everyone doing it. Thought. Thought. Don't go thought. Thought. Exaggerate. Exaggerate. You're going to speak much better when you exaggerate. Thought. Thought. All right. And then thought. Thought.
Thought.
Is thought voiceless or voiced? Thought.
Voiceless.
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 Okay. Thought. Right. Boat. Both. Right. Here's the difference between the T and the TH. The T is behind your teeth. Boat. 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 Right. The TH. Both. Both.
Both.
Both. Exaggerate. Both. 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 Voiceless or voiced? Both.
Voiceless.
Voiceless, right? The air coming out, there's no vibration. Both. Both. Okay. Okay. Broth. Broth and brought. Broth. Brought. Broth. Bought. Brought. Sorry. Broth. Brought. Right? Broth. Voiceless or voiced?
Voiceless.
Voiceless. Exactly. Broth. You hear the air there. Okay. Sin.
Sin.
Thin. Sin. Thin. Thin. Voiceless or voiced? Thin. Thin.
Voiceless.
Voiceless. Voiceless. You hear the air there. All right. Moth. Moss. Moth. Moss. Moth. Voiceless or voiced? Moth.
Voiceless.
Voiceless. Okay. These are all, yeah, here's the other ones. We're going to go single now. What I want to do, just very quickly, we have think and sink, thought and thought, boat and both, broth and brought, sin and thin, and moth and moss. All right. I want you to listen, and you're going to tell me if the one I say is number 1 or number 2. Okay. So for example, with think and sink, if I say think, what will you say? Think.
First one.
Number 1. Number 1. All right. So what I want everyone to do, I can't see all of you. Let me see if I can stretch this out here a little bit. There we go. All right. I can't see all of you, but I can see the majority. What I want to see is number 1, number 2. Okay. So the first one, think. The rest of you? Okay, that was number 1. Thought. It's number 1. Thought. Thought. All right. Both. Number 2. Both. You heard the TH. Brought. Number 2. Sin. Number 1. Good. And moth. Number 1. Moth. Sink. Number 2. Both. Number 2. Broth. Number 1. Sin. Number 1. And moth. Number 1. How'd you do? All right. We want to start training our ear to hear those differences in them. Help me out with this. Okay. What we're going to see here is identify which of these is voiceless and which is voiced. All right. Sorry, that's right up there close. Bathe. Bathe. Voiceless or voiced? Bathe. Bathe. Bathe.
Voice.
Bathe. Voiced. Do you hear it? You
Voice.
feel it? Voiced. Bathe. Bathe. Okay. Now. Bath. Bath.
Voiceless.
Voiceless. Voiceless. Breathe. Breathe.
Voice.
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 Breathe. And breath.
Voiceless.
Voiceless. All right. What's the difference between bathe and bath? What's the difference between bathe and bath? What does bathe mean? What does bath mean?
The verb.
What?
Maybe bathe is the verb and bath is the noun.
Maybe, or it is.
Well, I think it is.
That's what you say then. You say bathe is the verb, bath is the noun, right? The one thing you need to do is to act like you know what you're talking about, so people will believe you. Okay? Credibility.
Yeah.
Bathe is the verb, bath is the noun. What about breathe and breath?
Breathe is a verb.
Breathe is the verb and breath,
It's a noun.
the noun. Okay, exactly. You have them there. Now, be patient with me. Let's start another one right about here. Okay.
They will out on Tuesday.
All right. Whoops. I don't know if I messed up or let me move you over this way. Yeah. Okay. Let's hear it from you. He thanked the wealthy author on Thursday for the third time. He thanked the wealthy author on Thursday for the third time. Turn on your microphones. Okay, great. Let's go. He thanked
Thank
the wealthy
Wealthy
author
author
on
on
Thursday
Thursday
for
for
the
the
third
third
time. Again, he thanked the wealthy author on
author on
Thursday for the
Thursday for
third
the third
time.
time.
Again, he thanked
you,
the
thank
wealthy author on
Yeah,
Thursday
on
for the
Thursday
third
for the
time.
Third time.
Exaggerate. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I'm not looking at you.
Thank.
I'm looking at what it says. Nobody else is looking at you. Nobody's looking at you. Exaggerate. Again,
He thanked
he thanked the
thanked
wealthy
Wealthy
author
author
on
for
Thursday for the
Thursday for
third
the
time.
Thursday.
Again,
thank
he
Third
thanked the
time.
wealthy
wealthy
author
author on
Thursday for
Thursday for the
wealthy
third
Thursday
time.
for the
Again,
third time.
thank
he
the
thanked the wealthy
wealthy
author on Thursday for the
Thursday
third
for the third
time.
time.
Wealthy author Thursday Thursday
Tuesday.
Thank the wealthy
thank
author
on
third time.
Thursday
for the first
time.
Okay.
outer on Thursday.
All right.
Thank the
Good.
Thursday.
author
Healthy outer
Great.
time.
Okay.
Out for
thank
Thursday.
Thank the
Third
wealthy author for the on Thursday.
third
third time.
One.
Ran 3,000.
Oh,
All right. The athlete ran 3,000 meters to the north.
The athlete
The
ran
athlete ran
3,000
3,000
meters
3
to the
kilometers.
north.
meters to the north.
ran
The athlete ran
3,000
3,000
meters
Gas
to the north.
ran
athlete
3
3,000
The athlete
meters to the
ran
north.
3,000
ran 3,000 meters.
The athlete
3,000
ran
meters
Lead ran
3,000
to
meters
the north.
3,000
to the north.
meters to the north.
The athlete ran
Lead
3,000 meters
meters
north.
north.
Third time.
Lead
the
The
athlete
athlete
ran
meters
1,000 meters to the north.
in and 3,000 meters
Meters
north.
to the north.
Three,
Lead
three,
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 three
three,
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 three, three,
Three.
three, three, three,
three,
three,
three,
three,
three,
three,
three,
Three.
three,
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 Three.
three,
three,
13,
13,
13,
13,
13,
13,
13,
13,
13. Stress the end.
13,
13, 13,
13,
13, 13, 13, 13.
13,
Oops. I don't know if you can see this or not. There we go.
Nice.
Okay. 30,
30,
30.
30,
30,
Remember first syllable. 30,
30,
30,
30,
30,
30,
30,
30, 13,
13,
13,
13,
13, 30,
30,
30,
30,
30,
30,
13, 30,
30,
13,
13,
30.
30.
Okay, good. Good. And
Ooh,
Are you tired yet?
no,
Not yet.
No.
Good.
not
Good.
Maybe
yet.
just have lazy tongues, I
That's
guess.
exactly it. And after a while, you need to really get your cheeks into it because you'll start feeling like you're doing all these kind of movements here. And so, yeah, once you get warmed up, it'll be fantastic. I need you to practice these. I need you to practice these. I need you to say th and th and th and the. The voice, the most common voiced word is the dog, the cat, the. Okay, you have that vibration there, right? So I do want to give you a tongue twister for vowels today. We've been working on consonants on the, okay? But I do want to give you a tongue twister very quickly for vowels to work on. What noise, a noise, an oyster. A noisy noise, a noise, and whoops, an oyster. Okay. So what noise, a noise, an oyster should be and here. A noisy noise, a noise, an oyster. Right? Try it with your microphones off for a second. What noise, a noise, an oyster, a noisy noise, a noise, an oyster. What noise, a noise, an oyster. You want to oi, oi, oi,
What
oi.
noise?
This is the most common word in the British language. Oi, oi,
Oi.
right? Oi, oi, ahoy. You know, the pirate, the captain. Ahoy, matey. Oi, oi. Okay. What noise, a noise, an oyster. A noisy noise, a noise, an oyster. What noise, a noise, an oyster. A noisy noise, a noise, an oyster. Turn your microphones on. Let's go. What noise, a noise,
A noise,
A
an
noise,
oyster,
a
a
noise,
noisy
a
noise,
noise,
a
a
noise,
noise,
an
a
oyster.
noise,
what
A
noise,
noise, a noise, an oyster, a noisy noise, a noise, an oyster.
what noise, a noise,
A noise, an oyster,
a noisy
noisy
noise,
noise,
a
a noise,
noise,
a
an
noise, a
oyster.
noise.
What noise, a
A
noise,
noise,
a
a
noise, a
noise,
noise,
a noise, a
noisy
noise, an
noise, a
oyster, a
noise, an
noisy
oyster.
noise, a
What
noisy noise,
noise,
a
a
noise,
noise,
a
an
noisy
oyster.
noise, a
A
noisy
noisy
noise, a
noise, a
noisy noise, a
noise, an
noise, a
oyster. And one
noise,
more.
an
What
oyster.
noise, a noise, a
Noise,
noise,
a
an
noise, a
oyster.
noise, a
A noisy
oyster.
noise, a
Noisy
noise, an
noise, a
oyster.
noise, a noise.
What noise?
What noise, a noise,
Oyster,
an oyster, a
noise,
noisy noise, a oyster, a noisy noise, a noise, an oyster. What
noise, a
noise, a noise, an oyster, a noisy noise, a noise, an oyster.
what
What
noise?
noise, a noise, a noise,
Great,
noise,
great,
noise,
great.
a noise, a noise.
Uh, I was going to share something else with you, but let me check it before I share it with you for tomorrow. I'll do it. There was a song in the 1980s. Do you know Prince? Anybody know Prince? Yeah? Prince.
The
Okay.
singer?
Now, the singer, yeah. Yeah. It wasn't Prince. It was a band that became known because of Prince. It was called, oh gosh, now I forgot. The Time, Morris Day and the Time. And the song was, I forget the name of the song, but a whole part of the song was oi, 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 oi. That was the rhythm there. Oi, oi, oi. I really want to know ya. And the oi, oi, oi. That's exactly the sound we're looking at. Oyster noise. Okay. All right. Questions as to right now. Questions. Practice. I can't say it enough. Practice. Practice when you're washing dishes. Practice when you're laying in bed. Practice when you're on the bus. Practice everywhere that you can, okay? Practice your pronunciation. Practice these sounds specifically. All right. Any questions?
Professor, could you
Yeah.
share the chart that you made of vocabulary on the Facebook group?
Yeah, I'll put it on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right. What I want you to do is close your eyes. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to breathe in for 5. Hold it for 5. Breathe out for 5. In for 5. Hold. Out. In. Hold. Out. Imagine yourself, you're going out for a job, you're traveling, you're going somewhere where you need English. And you are going with all the confidence because your English level is incredible. Your English pronunciation is good. Your knowledge of grammar and your use of grammar is excellent. You have a large range of vocabulary, and you have what you need to be able to speak to the person interviewing you, to be able to speak to people that you meet abroad. You're able to speak in English, not thinking in Spanish, but thinking in English. You have a wide range of vocabulary, and what you don't know, you're able to get your point across by explaining or describing or using a completely different way of saying it in order to get your message known. You know the language, you know the information, you're able to use it. You don't try and speak real fast, you speak fast enough. You sound fluent, you're able to think about what you're saying. A lot of things come out automatically because you have practiced and practiced and practiced. You sound like a very educated, well-speaking foreign language speaker. This is something that you have learned because of your hard work. It wasn't automatic because you lived in the environment where English was spoken. You learned English because all of the hard work and dedication that you put into it. It's now your time to use it and show how well you know English and how well you can speak English and how confident you are when you're speaking. You feel good, you feel knowledgeable, you feel confident, you feel on top of the world. And this is all because of all the hard work and dedication that you have put into it. Great job. Open your eyes. All right. I'll put this vocabulary sheet up on Facebook and I'll see you tomorrow then. All right. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. See ya.
See you tomorrow.
See
Good
ya.
day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you.
Professor,
Yeah.
could I mention something?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a problem I had on the platform.
Uh-huh. Well, do you want to mention it to those who are still here?
Yeah,
Maybe somebody had the same problem. Yeah.
I haven't seen someone have the same problem, but probably. The thing here is that when I created my account, I tried doing it in my phone, and it said that it didn't work, that there was some error in the platform. So I tried again in my computer, and in the laptop, it created the account really easily, and it was all okay. But it turns out I created 2 accounts, and I can't get out of the course on one. Like I tried leaving the course and it doesn't allow me.
I saw
So
that.
there are,
You have 2 accounts. Yeah. But
yeah.
it's no problem. Just always send the homework in the same account. Okay.
Yeah,
Other
I
than
do
that, you
that.
can leave the other account there. There's no problem.
Okay.
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 All
Thanks.
righty.
Yes.
See ya.
Take care. See you later,
too.
teacher.
Thank you. See ya. Have a good one.